And ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another Sims 4 speed build. So we're picking back up where we left off here in Newcrest. I'm still working on my senior retirement community village. And this house was inspired by a house I saw on Pinterest, of all places, because that's where we all get inspired. But I wanted to go for like an all white, kind of colonial, cottagey vibe. But you'll see later when I get to the roof that the white roofs in this game are ghastly. I was flabbered by how disturbing these white roofs look. I'm not even joking. But for now, I just end up going with like a red color because I didn't know what I wanted to do yet, but I do change that later in the video. But here you just see me struggling with the windows because that was the hardest part for this build, was finding the right windows, because I was at this point I was realizing that I might have made this house a little too big, but I also wasn't trying to go back and fix it. I was like, just gonna make do with the mistakes that I brought upon myself. But I just extended this roof along so that they had a nice little wraparound porch, keep up with the colonial vibes. I think this is colonial, I don't know. But what I do know is The Sims just got an update. And I don't know if I'm missing something, but it doesn't sound like an exciting update to me when all you have to offer is like, hey, we fixed the game. I thought it was going to be like new items and stuff, but like they just updated the lighting or whatever, the playability. But I can't be the only one that's kind of like disappointed that like the only update that they made to the game is, oh, we're bringing this new kit that you have to pay more money for. What type of update is that? And I was supposed to get all excited and stuff for it. Like, EA needs to take some notes from Mojang, because at least, like, I'll wait several years for a Minecraft update, because at least they add like 30 blocks at a time. They'll add a new portal for you to enter. Come on. And The Sims, it's just, here's a new couch. Thank you, EA. You were so generous. But let me know your thoughts on that down below. I'm done ranting about that. I've moved on to the interior. I just added a little wall by the front door and some stairs. And I'm starting on the living room. There was this nice little cutout that I intended to put a fireplace, so I put a fireplace. And I like to assume that all old people are the same. So these old people, I'm assuming, don't have cable. When their grandkids come over, they just watch cyberspace like I had to. So they just got like a tiny little TV in their living room. And actually, before I added the fireplace, I had no clue what my vision was. But after I started having so many visions running through my head of this house, so I was thinking, this house is going to be for 3 Sims. The household consists of a married couple who love playing music together and hosting for their neighbors. And I think the husband is crazy for his wife and loves cooking for her, so that's why they end up having the biggest kitchen in the whole neighborhood. And I'm thinking his wife is an interior designer who spends her days finding new projects to do around the house. So she practically lives in her studio shed outside that I end up building later. And the third Sim is her 90-year-old mother, who enjoys the simple things in life, like watching the birds, talking to herself, and spending time with her husband, who's dead. And upstairs, I also had enough room for three bedrooms. So I was thinking the third bedroom would be for their granddaughter who comes over every single weekend. Because that's what I did when I was younger. Every single weekend I stayed with my grandmother. So that's what this family's gonna do too. But I do want to take a moment to apologize if you hear any like stomping or anything in the background. I do have neighbors that live above me and they are like 600 pounds, so just cut them some slack, please. But now I'm just doing the kitchen. I added an island with 3 bar stools. And of course, I finished up the living room and the little office nook by the front door. And I think it came out really nice. I was able to add a computer, some little statues like an airplane, couple bookshelves, everything you could need in an office I put in there. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not completely happy with the way the curtains turned out, just because I there's no curtain rods that stretch across the window, but I also wanted some of the light shining in. Like I wanted it to look like the blinds or the curtains were opened up a little bit. So, we're just gonna have to use our imagination a little bit on that. But now I'm just finishing up the downstairs, adding some decorations, along with this urn, because every old person knows a dead person. But I also threw down some rugs, one here in the office area, and then one here in the dining room area. And underneath the stairs, since they're a family who loves playing music together, I added them a bunch of string instruments. And then I'm gonna zoom through the rest and I'm gonna meet you guys upstairs. Moving upstairs, we've got a bit of a weird layout up here. So I had like a weird idea to do a Jack and Jill bathroom up here. So you'll see like 2 areas with just the sinks, and then the area in the middle is where the toilet and shower are going to be located. But this room connects the master bedroom and the mother-in-law's bedroom. But I just loved the idea of building a Jack and Jill bedroom in The Sims, just because you don't see it a lot in The Sims, and it's not really realistic either. But I thought it would look nice, and I think it's a good idea. So you'll see I ended up adding a little toddler potty for when their granddaughter likes to visit on the weekends. Of course, some towels, and I put some laundry baskets in the rooms with the sinks in them, just so that each bedroom can separate their laundry. I know it's not realistic for The Sims, but for real life purposes, I thought it was a really cute idea. But I just ended off the bathrooms with a couple light sconces, and I added some wallpaper. Some nice floral old lady wallpaper, which is the exact vibe I'm going for in every house in this neighborhood. So yeah, that's the bathroom all complete. And then I'm just moving on to the second bathroom. Alright, never mind. I actually moved on to the hallway at the top of the stairs. I added this hideous green wallpaper, but then I found this nice like Japanesey room divider, and I thought that would look really cute with some plants in front of it. And I even added a cute little banister up here. And now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't add a banister at the bottom of the stairs, which is not gonna be a good idea because there's some old people in this house. So just if you download this, beware. Maybe you can do like a challenge of seeing if your elders survive or not. I don't know. But now you actually see me moving into that second bathroom upstairs. Oh my god, do y'all hear that? I swear to God, I should have bought my neighbors a treadmill for Christmas. Because it's like they use the stair. Y'all hear that? It's like they use the stairs as their treadmill. Like it sounds like somebody's playing basketball outside. Anyways, it was around this point that I realized that this room already had a bathroom attached to it, so I just had to swap that bathroom around. I did do a tub shower combo in that one, just so that they do have a shower somewhere, but I did want to keep a tub because their grandbaby likes to come over. But this is the room for the 90-year-old mother in law. And I do end up changing the color scheme around just because I feel like this is a bit too dark. And she's already on her deathbed. I don't want to. Let's bring some life into her life. As you just see me changing the swatch of everything to a nice angelic white because she's going to be an angel soon. Wait, this is this is getting too dark. I need to shut up. But I'm just finishing off the mother-in-law's room with some curtains. No room is complete without a mirror and a bookshelf. And I just put this cute little bar stool in here because a chair wouldn't fit. And I felt like she needed somewhere to sit after walking up all those stairs. And then I just changed out the floor before I moved on to the grandbaby's room. So in this room, I wasn't going for any particular theme since it is for a kid. And grandparents don't really buy matching things for their grandkids. They just buy whatever they find at a yard sale or at Goodwill and just smack it all together. So that's kind of what I did in this room as well. I did a cute little pink race car bed, a dollhouse, that cute little pink chair, and I love using the cloud lamp every chance I get. So I used the orange cloud lamp because it's a color that I never get to use, and there's just a little bit of orange in this room. So I thought that was really cute. And I do end up adding some windows later at the very end. But now you see me moving on to the master bedroom. I saw this blue bed swatch and I instantly was like, I have to base this entire room around this bed now. So I just put up this blue dresser, a cute little mirror, two little side tables, and this is the room for the married couple. Now, I end up adding a bookshelf on the right side of the bed, and I still, to this moment, haven't play tested it. So this bed might just work on one side, but I don't care. And my favorite detail about this room ended up being the fact that I added an outdoor bench to the end of the bed, and I did add some pillows and some plants around it, just so that it looks more lived in. But I just finished up this room with some pictures above the bed before moving outside to decorate the patio. So continuing on outside, I wanted to add a bunch more seating areas because old people love talking to their birds, watching their squirrels. So I had to give them plenty of places to do all that. I added a nice chess table out here, a nice little grill so he can grill some ribs for his wife. And then I found this cute shadow box that I forgot that I wanted to add to this build somewhere, so I just put it in this little upstairs section where this mirror looked weird. And back outside, I started on some terrain manipulation because I wanted there to be a nice big pond. So the picture that I am inspired by has this big pond and it's surrounded by all these beautiful white flowers. So that is what I'm going for today with this pond. And to create this, I just used the terrain manipulation tool to push the ground down, and I used some of the terrain paint to paint around it, make it look like it was dirty and muddy, like there's been water sitting in it for years and years. And I just surrounded it with tons and tons of grass patches and white flowery bushes. And I just alternated between big and small and bushes and flowers and all that stuff. So this is after I added some different sized rocks around the pond. Now I'm just throwing some lily pads. And I found this really cute fish fountain. And once I added it, I instantly knew I wanted the man of the house to be King Harold from Shrek. Maybe, just maybe, he faked his death in the movie and hopped away only to find a lonely, heartbroken girl half his age who kisses him out of pure desperation, only to find out that this frog turns into a human after all. And then they run off and they live happily ever after in their Sims 4 Newcrest cottage. And when Harold turns into a frog at night, he likes to flop around in this little pond. That was my idea. I just think it's funny. Just imagine it. But if you were paying attention, I just added those two windows to these back bedrooms because the back of the house was looking rough. It was naked and afraid. So I had to put some windows on it. And I also changed the color of the roof to green because the white and the green, I feel like it just goes with the pond so well. So let me know if you like that better than the red. And I'm just going to zoom through this landscaping part and I will see you guys for the tour. So now that we're nearing the end, I'm just adding some outdoor lights along this path. Ooh, that's beautiful. I'm just darkening the terrain paint because I want it to kind of blend in with the paint in the park. And this just looked way too sandy. But I also built this tiny little she shed, and I threw a woodworking table in there since she is an interior designer and she loves doing DIY projects. And I also did like a little weight bench in there so that she can at least try to stay young for as long as possible. And I raised up some flowers onto the roof to make it look like maybe they fell off the tree or maybe they're growing up the side. I don't know, it looks really cool. And there were some things that I noticed during the tour that, like, some plants were like clipping inside or raised up too high on the roof. I did fix those before uploading this to the gallery. But as you can see, there's like a cute little table with 4 chairs out there as well. And I'm just gonna touch up some paint, add a little more rocks around here, and I will see you guys for the tour.